She entered his house as a chef, but unknowingly became the reason his entire world fell apart. The movie begins with Chris, a wealthy and extremely impatient man, arriving at his gate. He is furious because his security guard, Akpan, was sleeping and did not open the gate within 10 seconds of his arrival. When his fiancée, Kimberly, tries to intervene and calm him down, Chris rudely shuts her down. Inside the house, he warns her never to interfere when he is scolding his employees. Later that day, we are introduced to Naya and her mother at their local Bukka restaurant. Her mother is ecstatic because she has just secured a major contract to cook for a traditional marriage ceremony. She heads out to finalize the details and collect an advance payment. Later that day at home, Naya's mother is busy calculating her expected profits. She and Naya discuss Naya's dream of attending culinary school. While Naya is worried about the high cost and suggests using the money for other things, her mother insists that she must go to school to improve her skills so they can eventually open a world-class restaurant. Later that night, the tension between Chris and Kimberly continues in their bedroom. Kimberly tries to engage him in a conversation about their upcoming wedding, especially their first dance. She even offers to teach him how to dance, but Chris dismissively calls her efforts rubbish and refuses to participate. The following day, Chris is at the dining table and becomes absolutely furious over the meal. He claims the sauce is drowning in salt and dramatically accuses the chef of trying to damage his organs. In a fit of rage, he orders the maid, Agnes, to clear the entire table and decides to fire the chef immediately. The next morning, Chris confronts the chef about the salty food. The chef defends her professional experience, explaining that she measured everything carefully, but Chris refuses to listen. When she points out his intimidating behavior and tries to resign, Chris shouts that she has no right to resign because she is officially fired. Later that day, Chris continues his bad behavior by harassing his security guard and maid again, this time because the maid is not wearing her uniform. He forces her to kneel down as punishment before going inside. That same morning, Naya's mother praises her for being such a good cook, making Naya blush. Later that day at home, Kimberly returns to find that there is no food in the house. Agnes explains that because the chef was fired, no meals were prepared. When Kimberly questions Chris about the sudden dismissal, he becomes defensive and tells her to be quiet if she has nothing meaningful to say. Meanwhile, at home, Naya's mother continues praising her talent, joking that Naya will one day become the personal chef to the president. Naya smiles as she dreams of a future where she and her mother are co-CEOs of a massive restaurant chain. Later that night, Chris and Kimberly are forced to eat takeout food. Chris expresses his frustration with professional chefs and says he has no intention of hiring another one anytime soon. When Kimberly suggests finding a new chef after her sister's wedding, Chris insults her by saying the only reason they need a chef is because she does not know how to cook. Kimberly feels hurt, immediately loses her appetite, and leaves the table. The next day at the Bukka, a rude, high-class customer begins insulting the establishment and the other customers, calling them classless and prisoners. Naya does not back down. She firmly tells him that if he does not like the environment, he is free to use the exit. She also makes it clear that all her customers deserve respect, regardless of their social status. Later that night, Naya's mother returns home with incredible news. Her performance at the traditional wedding was such a success that she has been booked for 3 more major cooking jobs the following month. She tells Naya that this is the beginning of their breakthrough and that her culinary school dreams are finally within reach. The next day, Kimberly calls her mother to get the phone number of the woman who cooked at her cousin's traditional wedding. She is not looking for an event caterer. She wants a personal chef for Chris to put an end to the endless cycle of takeout meals and temper tantrums. The next day, Kimberly visits Naya and her mother at their Bukka. She offers Naya a job cooking for her fiancé twice a week. Although Naya is hesitant to leave her mother's side, her mother encourages her to accept the opportunity. She calls Naya her secret recipe and insists that this is her chance to enter the professional world and conquer it. Later that day at home, Naya tells her mother that she is not happy that she accepted the job on her behalf. Her mother simply explains that it is a great opportunity for her to develop and perfect her skills. A few days later, Naya arrives at Chris's mansion for her interview. Chris is characteristically cold and immediately lays down a set of strict rules. She must arrive at exactly 9 a.m., use no excess salt or oil, and never deviate from an approved menu. Despite his intimidating attitude, Naya signs the contract. Later that day, she and her mother celebrate the impressive salary, which will finally help fund her culinary school dreams. The following day, Naya begins her first day of work. She immediately impresses the maid Agnes by insisting on cleaning the entire kitchen herself. When Chris returns home that evening and questions why she is still there, Naya professionally explains that she stayed late to label everything and reorganize the kitchen for maximum efficiency. Chris is secretly impressed by the meal she prepared, and even Kimberly notices that the Bukka girl is a far better cook than any professional chef they have hired before. A week later, the happy period comes to an abrupt end. During a public holiday, Chris praises Naya's cooking and asks how long she has been a professional chef. When Naya honestly admits that she is not yet a professional and has only worked in her mother's Bukka, Chris loses his temper. He insults her, calling her an unqualified cook and a local Bukka girl. He then fires her on the spot and orders her to leave his premises. Naya stands up for herself and refuses to be intimidated by him. After speaking her mind, she walks away. Chris then turns his anger toward Kimberly for bringing what he calls a Bukka standard chef into his home. Later that day, a heartbroken Naya tells her mother about the humiliation she suffered. Her mother is furious that Chris called her daughter local, but she uses the painful experience as motivation. She promises Naya that they will enroll her in the best cooking school in the country so she can prove everyone wrong. The next day, Kimberly visits Naya's house to apologize for Chris's behavior. She admits that Chris is difficult to change, but Naya remains firm. She tells Kimberly that she should have condemned his behavior instead of simply tolerating it. Later that same day, Chris becomes hungry and asks the maid to serve the remaining food Naya had prepared before leaving. As he enjoys the meal, Kimberly gives him a look that makes him feel like a hypocrite. Nevertheless, he continues eating. The next day, while they are out driving, Kimberly tells Chris that she has noticed how much he misses Naya's cooking. She suggests that he allow Naya to return as his chef. Chris replies that he will only accept Naya back if she apologizes to him. The following day, disaster strikes. Naya's mother's Bukka, their entire source of livelihood, is completely destroyed by fire. Naya finds her mother devastated and in tears over the loss of their business and the money they had worked so hard to save. Later that day, Kimberly visits Naya's home after hearing about the fire. She offers Naya her job back, this time as a full-time in-house chef with double the salary. Although Naya is still hurt by Chris's insults toward her mother, Kimberly pleads with her to reconsider, reminding her that they desperately need the money to rebuild their lives. Will Naya swallow her pride to save her mother's future? A few days later, Naya goes to see Chris and apologizes for her unprofessional conduct and for insulting him during their last confrontation. After talking things through, they settle their differences. The next day, Naya is busy in the kitchen when Kimberly joins her. Naya thanks her for helping her get her job back. Kimberly then shares her personal story about how her mother raised her and her sisters single-handedly. She explains how their mother taught them that no matter the challenges they face, they can always move forward and break free from difficult situations. Naya feels encouraged by her words. Later that night, while the maid is serving dinner to Kimberly and Chris, they notice how smart she looks in her uniform. The maid explains that Naya bought the uniform for her because her old ones had become worn out. She also mentions that she informed Kimberly about it. Chris is surprised that he knew nothing about it. After the maid excuses herself, Chris cannot understand how Kimberly failed to notice such details about what was happening in the house. The next day, Chris finds Naya cleaning the kitchen and asks why she is doing it herself. Naya explains that she prefers cleaning the kitchen personally to ensure it meets the hygiene standards she expects while cooking. Chris is impressed by her dedication. He also thanks her for buying the maid a new uniform and offers to reimburse her. Naya tells him not to worry about it, and they continue chatting. A few days later, Chris returns home from an outing, but Akpan does not open the gate immediately. When the gate is finally opened, Chris angrily attacks him. Naya quickly steps in to stop him and comes to Akpan's rescue. Inside the house, Chris tells Naya that she has no right to interfere when he is disciplining his staff. Naya responds by telling him that he only makes his workers fear him, not respect him. She advises him to discipline people in a proper way so his employees can work comfortably with him. Her words leave Chris thinking deeply. A few weeks later, Chris speaks with Naya and offers her a position as a full-time in-house chef. He also informs her that her salary has been increased. Naya is thrilled by the offer and gladly signs the new contract. Later that day, Naya tells her mother about the salary increase and her new position. However, she worries about who will take care of her mother while she is away. Her mother reassures her not to worry and promises to find someone who can assist her at home. A few nights later, Naya officially moves into the mansion as the new in-house chef. When Kimberly discovers that she has moved in, she is shocked. Naya explains that Chris offered her a permanent position along with a significant salary increase, and she accepted the offer to help support her family. Later that night, the tension in the bedroom reaches a breaking point. Kimberly confronts Chris for hiring Naya full-time without informing her. Chris dismisses it as a simple work decision, but Kimberly argues that as his future wife, she should be involved in important decisions concerning their home. The following day, Naya falls seriously ill with malaria. The maid informs Chris and Kimberly about her condition. Chris reveals a surprisingly caring side of himself by personally checking on Naya and making sure she has the medication she needs. However, while they are driving later that day, Kimberly is clearly upset about Chris entering Naya's room to check on her. She angrily accuses him of having no boundaries and behaving as though he is still a single man. Kimberly's jealousy flares up as she watches them through the doorway. Later that night, she confronts Chris once more, asking why he is personally attending to a member of the staff. Chris snaps at her, saying it is his house and he can see whoever he wants. A few days later, Chris returns from the market with Naya, both of them smiling and chatting happily. Kimberly watches from a distance, unable to hide the jealousy on her face. Later, Kimberly finds Naya in the kitchen and immediately drops her friendly attitude. She demands that Naya address her as ma'am and accuses her of acting more like a companion than a chef. Naya stands her ground and explains that her intentions are purely professional. However, Kimberly warns her to stay out of her sight unless she is performing her duties. Later that day, Kimberly begs Chris to fire Naya and hire a male cook instead. Chris refuses, arguing that it would be unfair to dismiss someone who has done nothing wrong. Kimberly is heartbroken and feels as though her fiancé is choosing the chef's feelings over her own. Later that night, Naya tells her mother about everything that happened. Wanting to protect her daughter's reputation, her mother advises her to apologize to Kimberly and do whatever it takes to keep the peace. The next day, Naya attempts to clear the air with Kimberly, but Kimberly tells her that the only way there can be peace is if Naya quits her job and leaves the house forever. Later that night, Naya tells her mother that she refuses to quit. She has worked too hard to earn her promotion and will not allow Kimberly's trust issues to destroy her future. The next day, Chris and Kimberly have their biggest argument yet. Kimberly warns him that if he does not set proper boundaries, their marriage will fall apart. When Chris continues to defend Naya, Kimberly realizes she can no longer stay. She packs her bags and walks out on him. Later that day, realizing the chaos she has unintentionally caused, Naya decides to leave the house as well. She leaves Chris a letter explaining that she does not want to come between him and Kimberly. The following day, Chris tracks Naya down in her neighborhood. He admits that she taught him patience and respect and helped him become a better man. He asks her to return to the mansion, but Naya politely declines. She explains that her priority now is rebuilding her mother's restaurant and pursuing her culinary school dreams. Later that day, Naya and her mother discuss how they can help Kimberly understand that Naya has never been interested in her fiancé. During their heart-to-heart conversation, Naya realizes that Kimberly's insecurity stemmed from the way Chris often treated her like a pushover and from her lack of confidence in managing a household. Together, they decide to help her. The next day, Naya's mother tricks Kimberly into visiting by pretending that she is in critical condition. A worried Kimberly rushes over, only to discover that Naya's mother is perfectly healthy. Later that day, Naya and her mother mentor Kimberly. They encourage her to be bold, take responsibility for her home, and learn how to cook. They explain that confidence, wisdom, and effort are important qualities for building a strong marriage. A few days later, a transformed Kimberly returns to Chris. Both of them apologize, Chris for his disrespectful behavior, and Kimberly for allowing jealousy to control her actions. They reconcile and promise to move forward together without any more walls between them. The following week, Chris is amazed to see Kimberly confidently taking charge of the home and even preparing impressive meals. Kimberly gives all the credit to Naya and her mother for teaching her how to become a better and more confident wife. The next day, Chris and Kimberly host a beautiful dinner for Naya and her mother. During the gathering, they reveal a life-changing surprise. They announce that they will sponsor Naya's culinary school education and finance the construction of a brand new, world-class restaurant for her mother. Naya's mother can barely contain her joy. As the group raises their glasses to celebrate new beginnings, friendship, and brighter futures, Naya makes a special promise. She vows to be the one who prepares the food for Chris and Kimberly's wedding day. Everyone celebrates as the story comes to a heartwarming and joyful ending. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more captivating movie recaps from us. Until we meet again, goodbye.